Tansei, welcome back to Métis Minute, your source for Métis news in Region 7. Welcome back, everyone. I am your host, Samantha Loney, and today we are going to be talking about Barrie's Culture Night Out.
So the City of Barrie is undertaking a culture plan update in conjunction with a public arts strategy that will shape the next 10 years of arts and culture in the City of Barrie. So it will help provide policies, protocols, and guidance on how the city can move forward to create a healthy and successful culture and creative sector. Well, culture touches everyone, and the community, it makes our culture. We are who our community is, so it's really important that we hear from everyone in the community, but what's important to them, what they think culture is, what arts are important to them, and how they want to see the city support arts and culture. There's a youth activity, there's a community survey, there's a culture sector survey, and there's pop-ups happening at community facilities and events. So folks can go to buildingbarrie.ca/culture plan update to learn more.
The City of Barrie is in the middle of updating their strategic plan for arts and culture. And as Métis people, we know that arts and culture is integral to the success of our community. The update to Barrie's culture plan will impact arts and culture in Barrie for the next 10 years. If you happen to be wandering the city in these next few weeks, you might see the City of Barrie out and about trying to collect data from its citizens to update this plan. The City of Barrie also will have surveys available online for you to fill out. It is very important that we express to the city what we would like to see. Again, this is going to affect arts and culture for the next decade. We want to make sure our Métis community is represented in the data that they collect. During Culture Night Out, a series of workshops were held by Massive Art for the city to collect data on what its citizens and the art community here in the city would like to see over the next 10 years. There was also an activity held by the Osborne Group to collect data on behalf of the McLaren Art Centre to see how they can get you to come in and see some of the amazing art that they showcase. I was at this event and I was able to get some footage to bring to you, our Métis community in Barrie, and hopefully encourage and inspire you to express to the city what you would like to see for Barrie's arts and culture over the next decade.
I am very pleased to welcome you this evening. My name is Stephanie Schlichter. I am the Director of Economic and Creative Development for the City of Barrie. My pronouns are she and her. This is a very special Culture Night Out for the City of Barrie as it relates to the update of our culture plan and our very first public arts strategy. It is my honor to recognize Councillor and Chair of our Arts Advisory Committee, who's also here this evening, Councillor Amy Corser, and we may have some others drop by throughout the evening. The City of Barrie, we were very fortunate at the City of Barrie to receive support from Council to update the culture plan. Our very first one was completed in 2006, and it had a vision for how culture could grow in this community. We are now at 2024, on the cusp of a whole new set of growth for this community, and it's a great opportunity for us to take a minute, reflect on where we've been, how we've grown, and how we go forward in the next decade. As part of that, public art, if you've wandered around the city, you've seen so much more spring up over the past 18 months to 2 years, and all of that is a result of efforts of both of the Public Art Committee here at the city, led by Carol Ann Ryan, the BIA, and many of the community partners in here, Katie Green, all dedicated time, effort, energy to really champion what public art and beautification can look like for our city. So we want to thank you for that. And with that comes the need to develop a strategy for how we look at public art for the city into the future. So with all of that, we went out and prepared secured some consultants who can help guide us through this process. And I am very pleased that we are working with a cultural consulting firm, Agents Massive Art, to update the city's culture plan and develop our integrated public art strategy. And really, we are hoping that we will have some guiding documents that will outline a 10-year vision for the city, helping us with our future decisions, policies, and programs, all with strengthening local culture and the creative sector across the city. A key component of this project is community consultation. And we are very pleased with the level of community consultation that has been undertaken by this group. We're at the farmers market this weekend. You've been in the library. We really dove into those elements, and there are more to come with the intent of really reaching as many members of our community as possible and get their input, thoughts, and vision for what this community could be. There is also an online survey, so if you have not already completed it, I will please ask you to visit barrie.ca/culture plan update to access the link. And that includes surveys for both those of you who are creatives and creators, as well as please share with those in the broader community. There are opportunities for everybody to contribute. If you're at the Barrie Air Show, you will also find us at pop-up. And if you work with or have children of your own, we would love to have your support in engaging in some of these activities that are also part of the consultation. There's some information on your tables. There's information on the website because it's important. Again, we're trying to hear all voices and as many voices as possible throughout the community. So with that, it is my great honor to be able to introduce our consultants for Massive Art, who are going to be leading you through some really cool information or some, what are the things? What are we doing today? Engagement, exercises. I don't know, the words just fell into the brain. Some really cool activities tonight that I think are going to lead to some really great outcomes. So please, thank you for taking the time tonight, and please give a warm welcome to Dominic and Marco.
Stephanie, for that great introduction. I'm Dominic Tremblay, pronouns he, him. I'm joined by my colleagues Margot Weinrib, Hillary Green, who is somewhere in the corner over there, my other colleague Maggie. So you'll see us kind of throughout the evening walking around, helping you go through these fun activities that we have prepared for you. Very quickly, wanted to say a huge thank you to the City of Barrie for bringing Massive Art into this project. We know how much it means to the Barrie community, and so we're very honored to be, going through these many months together in terms of data gathering, and we're currently right in the middle of our very rich community engagement phase. This event this evening represents, one of those big milestone moments in the community engagement phase. So thank you very much for making that happen. And as Stephanie mentioned, we're here in the community kind of throughout the coming month, and we've already might have seen a few of you already pass by some of our pop-ups. So we're very appreciative to the City of Barrie for bringing us on to carry out this update to the culture plan. We also want to thank the McLaren Art Center for hosting the event this evening and for having us here and helping us organize this beautiful room. Anything else that I should mention? We're going to have a lot of fun this evening. In just a short little bit, Margot is going to introduce the activities that we're going to be going through this evening. But with that, is Matt present? Oh, there he is. So without further ado, I'll introduce the chair of the board, Mr. Matt Caldwell, of the McLaren Art Center, to say a few words. Thank you very much.
Nobody else standing still, so we'll leave that there. If anybody can not hear me, just put your hand up. Thanks so much for coming. This is a fantastic turnout. Thanks for coming to McLaren. I really appreciate the City of Barrie and Massive Art for hosting here, or for wanting to host here. We think this is one of the best parts of the cultural fabric here in Barrie and Simcoe County in general. We're very excited to be doing the same sort of strategic plan at the same time as the cultural plan in the City of Barrie. It's a great opportunity. We're both putting up a lot of money to do it, and we're happy that we're doing it together. So we might as well get the best out of it. Have a great night. Again, great room, and sort of a but Excellent, thank you. Please put as much forward as you can. We're very glad you're here and very proud to represent McLaren tonight.
Amazing. So now we talked about these exciting things. You're probably wondering, what are we actually doing today? So I'm going to kind of walk through what this evening is going to look like, and then we're going to dive into what you're going to do at your tables. So we're going to start off with kind of two different activities. They're each going to be at your tables, and then we'll take a bit of a break, we'll walk around, and then you'll see that we're going to kind of be popped up around the room, and we'll have a variety of different other kind of movable activities. That's when you can grab another drink, you can grab some more food, and so we'll kind of be seated for the next hour or so, and then we'll kind of get up and start to move our bodies, and you can also kind of move around and meet your colleagues in the room. So, I also wanted to introduce a few more people. So we have Leandra. Not sure if you want to, yeah, no, everyone has to either. But she's over in this lovely, beautiful little corner. She's actually going to be here to join us for our very first activity. And it is called Capturing Barrie. We are very fun pop-up activities. So this is your chance to walk around the room, actually get to speak to us if we haven't spoken to you already. We also have the lovely Osborne group here. And so I'm going to pass it off shortly to them. They're going to describe their project, their activity, what you kind of expect for the rest of the evening. My team will be kind of posted around the room, come and ask us questions. We have an activity about public art because we are doing a public art strategy as well. So come speak to us about public art, come map where you want public art to be in the future. And we've also got a fun kind of, what is your vision for Barrie? And so we'll be around the room, but I'm going to pass it off to the Osborne group.
We were engaged by the McLaren Arts Centre to work on a strategic plan, a 5-year plan for the Arts Centre. And when we started exploring the parameters of the project, we realized that there was some great synchronicity possibility with the project that Massive Art is doing with the city of Barrie. And so we're really happy to be invited to collaborate tonight and work together. So our project, which will be set up over there, is designed to help us engage and get your input on some of the questions that we have as the art gallery that are related but slightly separate from the questions from the city. And I'm going to introduce my colleagues, Noor Khan and Samantha Loney, and they're actually the artists who are facilitating this. I call myself the gopher to the facilitators who know what they're doing. So I'm going to let Noor introduce our activity. Thank you.
Hey folks, I thought I would have to put this even lower. My name is Noor Khan. I actually have been hired by local Lucy here as well as McLaren. I received my MFA in Community Arts from Maryland Institute College of Art. And then after 2 years in Baltimore, I came back to Toronto, where I'm from. I'm from the east side. I'm from Scarborough. And I've been, okay, from Scarborough. Yes, we're the founders of culture. It's not a big statement, but it's true. So when I think of diversity, when I think about engagement, when I think about how I'm reflected in the galleries around me, I am dreaming of the artists that I want to see on the gallery walls. And so what we are doing today is we're taking photos of the empty gallery right in front of you, and you folks are gonna draw, sketch images of what you want to see, anything. Artists that you know of, a Canadian artist, international artist that you wanna see, or even similar works that you want to see. I know that's what I do, and have been privileged to be able to see galleries like Robert McLaughlin Gallery in Oshawa bring brown and black artists, Indigenous artists in particular, to the suburbs, to the Canadian suburbs, and drive their engagement through representation and through reflecting changes needed in staff, bringing in Black curators, bringing in brown curators, bringing folks such as myself that, like, you know, will bring our communities out. Like, that's really how simple I think it is. I had the privilege of working and being mentored by folks that were part of the Black Power movement in Baltimore and New York City, and and I'm here because of them, because of their teachings. I'm here to disseminate that, and it wouldn't be, you know, it's Lucy here, and if you'd like to hire me, I'm open for hire. I go through Lucy. I'm a public artist. I do installation, mostly. No, I'm actually a moving image artist. Moving image. I work with images. Yes, I work with archives. South Asian archives. I do a bit of that too. It started in photography. It started in darkroom photography. But if you want to know more, you can come chat. Thank you for your questions. Come to Scarborough as well.
It's been such a joy over the last couple of years to see how things have grown and to really see the efforts from the city of Barrie and from the multiple communities that have tried to push like different things into coming together and happening. What you're seeing is the beginning of a concept. There were a lot of things that were brought up, like the events, Camping Fest, and the history of Barrie and nature, and I kind of wanted to incorporate all of these, and this is going to get a lot messier before it starts to really come together. But I have written down some key notes that I felt like kind of encompassed all the things that we discussed on what art and culture is and what it represents. And so it's not quite in any particular order just yet, but it will be included in the piece. It's something that we share in. A moment, a feeling, a song, a dance, an ongoing discussion between the landscape and its people, calling us to celebrate and rejoice with color and sound, something that joins us to a time, a place, and history. It's a sense of uniqueness and belonging, like the sweet smell of a meal made with love. It brings us together, strangers united, neighbors moving together, growing together. It's a celebration. It's hope. I guess speaking to a couple of the visual things that I have going on so far, the main one, I have a couple of pans and I want to include a lot of nature, which will really fill in. And I'm sure you will see at some point when it's finished. But I think the key element for me is the bird, which I chose to represent as a thunderbird, which I feel like is such a landmark for the city and an identifier. Yeah.
We want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video, learn more about how you can get involved in Barrie's arts and culture scene. And please go online to buildingbarrie.ca/cultureplan to fill out the survey and tell the city what you would like to see for the next 10 years. Merci for watching, and we'll see you down the river.